We're going to show you how to use Remotes Unlimited replacement case GM31 to replace the case of your old 3-button GM remote. Before starting, we recommend you do a few things. First, look at the back of the old remote and check the FCC ID number on it. Compare this to the FCC ID that's listed on the back of the replacement case. The insert card will tell you that the replacement case will only fit original GM 3-button remotes with FCC IDs LHJ009 and LHJ011. There are several other GM remotes that look very similar to this that have different FCC IDs on them. This replacement case will not work with other FCC IDs. We recommend you find a coin. In this case, a quarter is the best size coin to open these cases. I also usually have other tools available, like a paper clip, maybe a knife, a screwdriver, something of that nature. And then before you start, if your hands are at all dirty, you should wash them so that you don't get oil on the battery or the circuit board components. And if your old remote happens to be soiled, this one's not, but if it happens to be dirty or gritty, you should wash it with a damp cloth or wipe it off with a damp cloth so that you don't transfer that. Let's start by opening the contents of the GM31 package. The replacement case may be attached to the insert card with some fugitive glue. If there's any left on the case, you can get it off just by rubbing or daubing it with a little rubbing alcohol or something of that nature to remove it. Check the new battery to make sure it's a CR2032 battery. That's the correct size for this GM remote. If you've not already done so, read the step-by-step instructions on the inside of the insert card and other information. It'll be helpful as you go through this process. Now let's separate the halves of the new remote. Again, a quarter is the right size. There's a slot in the edge of the remote, and you just pry gently. It should come apart very easily. Let's take the button pad out as well. You'll note when you read the insert card that the only thing you'll be transferring in this process is the circuit board itself. Now open the old remote. Again, there's a slot in the replacement case. A quarter fits nicely. Pry gently up and down until you get it to open. Now lift the circuit board out by grabbing the button pad on the edge and pulling up on it. If it sticks, you can push this component out by pushing the buttons from the front. Now let's separate the circuit board from the old button pad. Always try and hold the circuit board by the edges and not get your fingers on the components themselves inside. Now in this case, the battery is attached in a fixture holder on the circuit board. We need to remove the old battery. I usually use a paper clip. There's a place to set the end of a paper clip right in next to the battery and then just lift up and it'll snap out or pop out. Now note the orientation. The plus side of the battery was facing upward away from the circuit board. You'll want to put the new battery into the same position. So we'll take the new battery, put it in, simply put it into position and press down. Now take the circuit board, place it inside the new button pad so that it sits down in the button pad evenly. Place the button pad and circuit board inside the front of the new case so that it sits, so the pad sits uniformly on the lip of the case. Now take the back, place it. You can use the key ring hole to line up in the other places. Once it's all lined up, press together and it should snap and close so that it's uniform around the edges. There is your new replacement case with your old circuit board.